2022 Chevrolet Colorado. After a handful of minor changes last year, the Chevrolet Colorado carries on with minimal fuss in 2022. Chevy's midsize truck doesn't need much tweaking and remains a standout in its class for impressive towing and hauling strength, combined with satisfying tech, comfort and daily usability. The optional Trail Boss package returns, last seen 6 years ago. For 2022, it includes 17-inch gloss black wheels, black exterior trim, skid plates, a 1-inch suspension lift that levels the front end with an unladen bed, and removal of the lower front airdam to improve clearance. The Colorado and its GMC Canyon mechanical twin helped inspire the current crop of midsize trucks, injecting life into a class that languished with aging Toyota Tacoma, Nissan Frontier and Honda Ridgeline models. Today, those updated rivals offer compelling alternatives to the Colorado, and compete for space with newer arrivals like the Jeep Gladiator and Ford Ranger, and more left-field choices like the Hyundai Santa Cruz and all-electric Rivian RT1. Read our expert rating for a deeper analysis of the Colorado's strengths, as well as our impressions of living with a Colorado for more than 50,000 miles. We like the Colorado a lot. The crew cab cabin is spacious, and the tech interface is straightforward and effective. Compared to the Honda Ridgeline, Jeep Gladiator and Toyota Tacoma, the Colorado occupies a nice middle ground. It's a well-rounded truck, providing a little bit of something for everyone and compromises very little along the way. Our 4WD-ZR1 test truck had the available 3.6-liter V6 engine. At our test track, 0 to 60 miles per hour took 7.3 seconds, which is a respectable time for a midsize truck. On inclines, there's no real issue with the transmission hunting for gears, but it is occasionally reluctant to downshift on flat roads. The brakes are predictable and easy to control in routine driving. Body roll is tamed by the firm suspension tuning, so you can hustle the Colorado along a curvy road with confidence. Thinking about going off-road? The low front airdam limits off-road clearance, but you can remove it in about 30 minutes. Even with a single-mode traction control, the Z71 can cope with wheel lift in rocky terrain because of the standard locking rear differential. The Colorado offers a better ride quality than many competitors in its class, and it smooths out large bumps and small cracks with equal ease. Climate control and seat adjustability are basic, but drivers used to piloting pickups should be comfortable. The front seats are firm and nicely shaped, but larger drivers might find them a little confining. The rear bench is harder and its backrest is a bit too upright. The heated seats and steering wheel work well and are easy to operate. The Colorado's cabin lets in a bit of wind, road and engine noise, but nothing close to levels that will cause passengers to raise their voices. The tall gearing of the 8-speed transmission does a lot to keep the engine quiet when cruising. The Colorado is a high vehicle and steps are optional, so getting in and out might be a reach for some. The front doors open wide, but the rear door openings are narrow, so entry there will be harder. The same problems carry over inside, with a good amount of room in the front seat but limited space in the back, even in the crew cab. The driving position is high, and there's a commanding view of the road, with a nice range of adjustability in the optional tilt and telescoping steering wheel. The large pillars, however, hurt outward visibility. When it comes to interior controls, everything is easy to reach, and most controls are well labeled and generously sized. Chevrolet offers solid in-car technology. The touchscreen interface is rich with features and easy to use, with snappy responses and clear graphics. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard. The optional Bose system is a nice upgrade, but volume doesn't get as high as we'd like. For phones, there are 2 USB ports and a wireless charging pad up front, available rear charging ports and a 110-volt outlet. Chevy's Wi-Fi hotspot setup is also one of the easier systems to use. It offers a 4G LTE connection and can handle up to 7 devices. Forward collision alert and lane departure warning are optional and a bit sensitive, but they work as advertised. Otherwise, we'd like to see blind spot monitoring and adaptive cruise control included on the options list since many other competitors offer these features. The Colorado offers high towing ratings, 7,000 pounds with the V6 and 7,700 pounds with the optional diesel, and class-leading payload, and it's the only midsize truck with a built-in trailer brake controller. Troublingly, though, the bed is relatively narrow with high sides, making it difficult to load. Inside, the rear seats don't fold flat, and there are no clever compartments for larger items. But there are plenty of places for small items, including a cell phone tray next to the USB port, door pockets that are cleverly tiered, and generously sized cup holders. For child seats, the outboard rear seats offer car seat points, but the tether anchors are difficult to access and rear seat space is limited. The Chevy's fuel economy is slightly above the segment average, especially with the diesel. A 4WD V6 has an EPA estimate of 19 mpg combined, 17 city, 24 highway. We handily matched this figure during our mixed driving test route. Value for the money is a tough proposition here. The cabin is full of hard plastics and generally cheap-feeling surfaces, but the Colorado seems solidly put together and feels modern enough to beat the Frontier and the Ranger. Then, there's the issue of off-road usability compared to the Tacoma and the lack of practicality and livability compared to the Ridgeline. It seems to fall right in the middle. Pricing is competitive for the segment with a basic 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty and an impressive 2 years of maintenance covered up front. Roadside assistance, with towing, is covered for 5 years, 60,000 miles. Most Colorados on the road are going to be utilitarian players, offering a very specific set of skills for owners and doing so without really wowing anyone. Sure, the bonkers ZR2 is fun to look at, and it can go bouncing around the rockiest trails without an issue, but most shoppers will opt for less capable, less expensive trim levels. If what you want is a road-duty truck that looks like a truck but isn't as big as a full-size truck, the Colorado is your niche player.